Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Little Women Atlanta. This is season 6, episode 5. Okay, this is the episode from last week that I did not do. That's why y'all are getting this, non facial JayLee. I am going to do this just audio and some photos because I'm trying to get it done, but not have to comb my hair, put on lipstick or whatever. I want to get it out to y'all and let it be what it's going to be, okay? But first things first, if you have not done so already, please come over to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird, and all that goodness and stuff, okay? Do not forget to also like this video, do what? Like this video, okay? You can also comment in the comment section, share it on your share it on your social media by hitting the share button. But again, like the video, okay? That's very nice when y'all do what? When you like the video, okay? You can also relax, relate, release, center yourself and everyone around you. And always remember to inhale and exhale because sometimes we need it, okay? You can also follow me on IG and Twitter at J_Lees_Corner and all of that stuff going on around here, okay? Around here. Now, the episode starts off and we see the little notification that the pandemic shut down production for 3 months. And during that time was when Minnie got into the car accident and she passed away. And she was only 34 years old. And we do want to wish her mom and her friends and everything well wishes and condolences on losing her because it was a very, very sad situation. And the show picks up 5 weeks after her funeral, and we see the twins go by to see her mom, Tammy. And Tammy at the house, and again, she's having a rough time. She's not went back to work. She's like, people keep telling me to go back to work, but I'm not ready. Some days I just can't do it. And again, that lady whole life was Minnie. Okay, that was her whole, really her whole being or whatever. And it has to be extremely tough for her to lose her daughter, and keep going as if things are normal. And again, when people lose someone that close to them, it takes months for them to even realize it really happened. Okay, so I don't think that 5 weeks later she should just be like back at work or normal or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? This whole visit, there was crying. They was sad. Okay, crying and sad was the whole feeling of it. They, of course, missed Minnie a whole bunch. The funeral could only have 10 people in attendance due to COVID restrictions at that particular time. And the twins were part of that 10 because of how close they were to her. And Tammy brings up how there was a lot of chatter on social media about whose fault the accident was, but she don't care about that, mainly because her daughter died. So who cares about any of that? My child is no longer here, and that's what I'm grieving right now. So leave me be and whatnot. Okay. She also brings up how, the hospital had called her when the accident happened, and once she got down there, they told her that Minnie was in critical condition, but that she was stable and that she would have a long road to recovery. But again, she was stable. And so Tammy went home, took a shower, and went to sleep. And they called her like 10 o'clock, I guess, the next morning and told her that she had coded and they were doing CPR for like 10 minutes. And if she wanted them to continue CPR, she said, well, yes, absolutely. But then they told her later on, like shortly after that call, that Minnie had unfortunately passed away. So for her, she's just still grieving her daughter being gone. The twins then bring up how they want to have a memorial for Minnie, mainly because the girls, the cast, could not come to the funeral. So they want to just have a memorial so they can all come together and, celebrate the life of Minnie now. And the mom brings up how hard it is for her to even see the girls without Minnie. So that's her hard thing, seeing them, not seeing her daughter with them, just kind of hurts her a lot. So she will still go, even though she knows how hard it will be. Okay. And then we see Money and Juicy. okay, are at Juicy's house painting the room. I guess Juicy is doing some renovations. They over there just chit chatting, chitting and everything. And of course, they are also having a hard time dealing with Minnie's past. And so each scene we see in the beginning of each of the cast meeting up is really them saying how much of a hard time they're having, going on with the show and this in general, without Minnie being there. And Juicy brings up how hard it is for her because the world mainly saw them always arguing. So it's that people feel like she doesn't have emotions dealing with Minnie's death because of that. She breaks down crying and she's saying that. But she's like, it's really hard for her. We do see all the good times of Juicy and Minnie over the seasons. And we realize, okay, they was arguing, yes, but they also had tons of good times too. And they both are ready to go to the memorial. But they both was crying. It was a very, very hard scene. Very, very hard scene. Okay. We then see over at a beer's house her and Tanya meet up. Oh, yeah, Tanya. I guess Tanya's back a little bit of whatever. We're gonna leave that be. But again, they up there, of course, chit chat and chat shit and whatever. They're both parents. A beer has 4 children, Tanya has 3, and they both are bonding over the fact that they had to be home during COVID with all their kids and also be teachers. It was very, very hard for parents to not only be home with their kids every day, all day, but also have to be teachers of their children too. So again, they're bonding and cracking jokes about how hard that was. Um, and they both, of course, bring up how shocking it was losing Minnie. A beer is affected differently because she said, Minnie is the closest person that she's ever lost that she wants back. Okay. And, it really hurts her that Minnie's gone and that she don't really know if she can take going to the memorial service because again, she's like, it's just hard for me. She brings up how she's never really had like friends or little people. And so for her to have this close knit, set of friends, like, 5, 6 people to be her, her circle, and then for one of them to die, this really hurts her. And so it's just hard for her to lose someone when she does not have so many people that are little people. So again, that was their whole thing. Now we then get to the memorial. The memorial was really, really nice. I'm going to sum it up for you all. Um, we first see the twins, Jordan, Tammy, Money, Juicy, Bree. A beer was walking up initially, and then she walked away. Because she's like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And then initially the twins, or maybe it may have just been Money and Juicy, who was upset for her walking away because they felt like she walked away because she did not want to be around the twins. When in actuality, she walked away because she was emotional about Minnie, and that's why she walked away. It had nothing to do with the twins per se. Okay. We then see before Beer comes back, because she does come back, Tammy and all the ladies sitting around, just talking about all the good times and the friendships that Minnie has had with the ladies. She brings up how Minnie and Juicy were more like siblings who always fought and how they did actually love each other. She knew that. And I think she said that on purpose because so many people felt like Juicy and Minnie were like beefing or whatever. But she was like, no, they're like siblings. Like at one point they love each other, the next point they fussing. Because again, if you watch the show over the seasons, there were good times with them too. She brings up how happy Minnie was when she went to twins because, like, Mama, they little like me. Again, because again, none of them really grew up with other little people. I think probably the twins were the luckiest because they were twin little people. So they always had each other. Whereas each other person, did not grow up with a little person around them. So that was that. And they all just bring up good times they had with Minnie over the times. And then we do see Bria come back. Okay, she comes back. She gives Tammy a hug or whatever, and she's back for the whole thing. Because she's when her car inhaled and exhaled. She centered herself and everybody around her, and she came back to honor Minnie. We then see each of them saying like little good things about Minnie, how much they love her, how much they're gonna miss her, but how they know that she will always be there in spirit. They then write little notes to her, and they put the little notes on like a little boat floaty thing with a candle that they put in the pond, and then it floats away. in the pond. We do see Tammy actually apologizes to Juicy for tossing wings on her all those seasons ago. Okay, and that of course makes Juicy very, very emotional, whatever, because that was a big thing over the years between them. And I know Juicy was happy to see that happen. I know Minnie would have been happy to see that happen too. So that was great, great, great. Juicy also brings up how, with Tammy, I just pray for you and your strength because I know if I'm hurting losing Minnie, I can't even imagine, how hard it is for you. So we pray for your continued strength. And Tammy tells them like, don't stop calling me, don't stop checking on me because I love hearing from y'all. I think her point is I also still want to be a part of y'all life because being a part of y'all life keeps me connected to my daughter. And so I really do hope they all still, check in with Mama Tammy and whatnot. And we then see, past footage of Minnie over the years. It's really, really sad that she passed away. I'm like, it is so, so sad. But we're gonna let her spirit rest in peace. Okay, it's gonna rest in peace. Okay. Now we then see Juicy and Bree meet up. Now y'all know Bree had moved to Texas. Was it last season? I think it was last season. Or if it wasn't last season, it may have been the season before that. But she had moved back to Texas to be with Emily. They left right, the little, I guess, little rapping group or whatnot. And Emily was pregnant and they were in Atlanta. Emily moved back to Texas and then Bree moved back because Emily asked her to because they are like a dynamic duo or whatever. And now Bree brings up how she's working on solo music because her and Emily are no longer friends, which is very shocking. But you know what I'm saying, whatever. She brings up how they were living together at the time, and they were always going to the studio and then have to pay for babysitters to go to the studio. But she said we weren't going there like doing any work. Like, what's the point of us going to the studio just to hang out with people if we're not gonna go there and do any work? I can be at home with my kids. Um, Emily was always selfish and a bitch. Okay, she really, really was. She was kind of a mean girl, kind of an asshole too. But Brie always kind of made excuses for her. She felt like, it was just too much. And she's like, one night we were supposed to go to the studio and we got into an argument because I did not want to keep doing the same old. And I just, after the argument, I went back to the house, got my kids, and I just stopped talking to her. I stopped talking to her. I blocked her on social media, whatever. I got sick and tired of how selfish and negative she was. And people outgrow each other. We just kind of outgrew each other, or I outgrew her, and I'm done with that. And okay, so Juicy was happy mainly because one, she feel like Bree is talented, and if Bree keep working doing music or whatever, she can kind of cash in on that and be either a manager or just something. Okay, be involved in some kind of way. So she do tell Bree to keep working on herself, her music or whatever, and then we shall see. And even though Bree has not officially moved back to Atlanta, she says she's thinking about doing that. You know what I'm saying? Since her and Emily are no longer friends, and she always wanted to move back to Atlanta. I'm like, okay. Next up, we see Andrea and Money meet up just to chit chat. You know what I'm saying? They both are happy to be out the house because again, COVID had everybody stuck in the house. Now, Money talked about how she went back to Texas due to COVID. And she stayed. It was her and Morgan being together. They quarantined together, and she said, it was really, really hard being with Morgan. You know what I'm saying? Because we was beefing. Okay, it was hard for us. We were on each other's nerves, but as time progressed and we were there for a little bit longer of a time, we got more calm. We talked a little bit more, and so we got on a better, in a better wavelength or whatever. But we still working things out. Gonna see how they go because I'm not back in Atlanta. Okay. So Andrea brings up how she also went back to Texas or whatever for a little break. She did a break at the funeral or whatever. So she went to Texas to see her children. I'm like, it's so crazy that she has three whole kids that she does not take care of. Her kids stay with her parents. Now she makes them some money and whatnot. But I'm like, if your kid, because she's had her kids and where her parents, because the parents live in Texas, which is where the kid's doctor is. Why can't you be in Texas? I get the show is shot in Atlanta, but when the show not shooting, you should really be in Texas. Okay? With your kids. But I'm gonna leave that be too. Anyway, she brings up how I know I'm a good mom because my kids need my parents or whatever because they died there. I'm just like, you can also live there, but whatever. Okay. She then brings up how her and Chris are not together anymore. They broke up. She brings up how, being back in Texas, he stayed in Texas. Okay. And I'm not going to chase him if he want to be there and I'm here. It's whatever, whatever. I'm looking like, but at least he in the same state with his kids. Now, I don't think he probably taking care of them kids, but at least he stayed where the kids were. Okay, because Chris is a whole deadbeat asshole too. Now she brings up how in quarantine, her and Chris already had, saying, a struggling relationship, and quarantining with Chris only made things worse. I was like, damn, how does it get worse from worse? That girl is terrible. Now she's now currently living with Amanda and Jordan because she's not with Chris anymore. I never get when her and Chris break up. Why don't she ever get her own place? Whatever. So she brings up how I have other things to worry about, than finding my own apartment. I'm looking like, how as a grown woman, what else do you have to worry about besides where you stay? Like you don't have like your kids gone. How can you not at least figure out somewhere to live? But I'm gonna let that be too. Okay. So Money brings up how, in her opinion, that Andrea needs to find her own place because one, she's a fucking adult, and two, you need your own independence, lady. Okay, and your sister, her husband need their own space. You do not want to cause tension in your sister's marriage. Overstaying your welcome, and I feel like Andrea would stay with her sister Amanda as long as she could if Amanda and Jordan never said anything different than that. So Money suggests, with my building there are always people coming and going. I'm like, what kind of place you stay at that people come and go? Leases be a whole year. How you see that, girl? Is it a crack house? Anyway, she brings up how there's always openings at her building, so she can, put a word in and see if they have any openings in case she wants to stay there. I'm like, well, that's nice. That's a whole nice suggestion. Andrea said, what scares me to think about living on my own because you have never done it. You need to get out and just do it. Okay, get out on your own because once you do it, you kind of get over the fear. But if you keep being scared, you're gonna keep being what? Dependent on someone else for your life, damn hood. Get out the house, get out the house, get out the house. Okay, we then see a bearer and Money meet up. I'm like, Money must get paid per scene. Money must get paid per person she meet with. Money meets with everyone over and over again. Okay, now they step in chit chat about this stuff going on. They kind of bring up how the memorial was really really good, but they were both surprised a little bit that Minnie's boyfriend Nick was not there. Okay, Abir then say, but all the rumors going on, I'm not surprised. And then Money then say, because I heard that Tammy did not want him there, Minnie's mama. Well, if she didn't want him there, but it's a good thing he was not there. So apparently there were rumors around that he was possibly abusive to Minnie, or they were in a tumultuous relationship, and there were like some fighting going on, and Tammy did not want him around. And I'm thinking that may have been what Tammy was insinuating when she said she was not trying to feed into the rumors um, around how the accident happened. I don't hear no rumors because I don't live in Atlanta. And sometimes I don't really be in the blog like that trying to read up on every single thing. So I don't remember that. But I mean, that's a horrible thing to think about. So they move past that. And Money asks Amir, why does she walk away at the memorial? Because again, the ladies was mad at her, kind of, sort of, for walking away and not putting all her thoughts into being there for Minnie and for Minnie's mom. And she admits that she was just devastated that, Minnie was gone. And, she just felt dizzy. She felt overwhelmed and she just had to walk away just to collect herself, to calm herself down. But once she did that, she came back. So now Money gets old. It had nothing to do with anything else besides her being overwhelmed by, missing Minnie. And I feel like them assuming it was about anything else to me means y'all need to squash that shit because um Abira seemed overwhelmed. I didn't think it was anything about the twins. I'm leaving that be too. So they chit chat or whatever, and she brings up how, she realized that she has really been acting out, okay, and not really showing who she really was, how she came into this group really on a different, like, kind of don't fuck with me vibe. And that could be the reason that people either don't like her, or she feel like people don't like her because she just kind of be coming in the wrong, on the wrong vibe or whatever. If y'all hear running around, I think my neighbor must have a dog, because that can only be a dog. Anyway, um, she brings up how Minnie really wanted her to be on good terms with everybody, to be on good terms with the ladies, and also for her to be on better footing with the twins, mainly the twins, because they always beefing. And she wants to start doing that now because, again, what I'm saying, life is too short to be on that bullshit, okay? That makes me start crying. Oh, that's all she wanted. All these scenes are emotional for many different reasons. So again, I'm just happy the conversation was had for this. So Money brings about she wants to have like a little bonding event to hopefully get the group on the same page. And the bear said, I'll come, but don't tell anybody I'm coming. Because if they know I'm coming, they will either, one, not come, or two, they'll come in on a negative vibe. They'll come in thinking I'm gonna come in negative, so then they have to be negative. To me, that was a great thing to suggest, because she wants them to have a great attitude. So when she gets there, they're not already defensive. So I'm like, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We then see, what was it at? Oh, Amanda and Andrea were at the house. We seen first Amanda and Jordan talking or whatever, and Jordan like, so when your sister gonna move out? Like, when is that gonna happen? And so I don't know. She didn't really tell me how long she would be here, but that she just needed to be here until she found her own place. He said, well, like, I'm not saying like to kick her out today or like go talk to her and say get out, but I do think you need to talk to her about what her plan is. Like I'm saying, because as husband and wife, we need our own space eventually or whatever. Amanda agrees with him. She brings by his heart because I do want to be there for my sister, but I also feel like, you know, we do need our space as a married couple and whatnot. So I'm gonna go talk to her. And then when she goes and talks to her, she just asks, like, you have a plan of like when you're leaving or whatever, or just like, do you know how long you need to be? Because I want to just tell Jordan so that we're prepared, you know what I'm saying, for whatever your plan is. And I feel like it was the best way to go at her with not saying get out. She went to her ass, like, what is your plan? Like, how long do you need to be here? You can be here for as long as you need to be, but what's your plan is in general. And Andrea brought up how, well, I know I need to like move out. I know I need to, not be an extra weight on y'all or whatever. But sometimes I do be scared about moving out on my own, but I do plan to move out. And so that was the gist of their conversation or whatever. And then we have the wind down event that Money wanted to have for the ladies. And I feel like, well, no, that's the wrong one. I feel like at first it was just the twins, Juicy and Money, and there was an extra space that Money said was for Bree, who might come. But no, 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 no. It was really for Abira. Okay, so Abira does show up there, and when she showed up, they was like, oh, okay. The vibe changed a little bit because they were shocked that she walked in, but she walked in with good energy. Okay, it was good energy or whatever, and she came and spoke her piece. She just brought up how, what I'm saying, you know um I want it to be like, I just want us to all be on the same page or whatever. We have all been through so much lately. We've all lost this and lost that, and lost many, whatever. We have all kind of things going on in our lives. And I know I came in a group at first, okay, on some bullshit with an attitude or whatever, and like I did not like people. But you have to realize that I wasn't sheltered or protected like y'all were growing up. She's like, in the world, I was already being treated horribly as a little person. And then I would come home and my own family would tell me to suck it up. So again, no one sheltered her from the harshness of life, of her, look, of her, one, being a little person, two, her being a black little person, and three, her being a darker complected little person. I do think that she had it hard just based on how she looks. And that's just reality. And so I like how she explained that, I wasn't sheltered. I wasn't protected, meaning I went through the worst of it, even though we all have maybe been teased and these things as other people. It seems like in y'all personal life, y'all have family who then fed into y'all positive things, and I did not have that. So I have a very, I should say, I was thrown to the wolves. Okay, I was thrown to the wolves, and in life, even as an adult, my defense mechanism pops up instantly when I feel like somebody is even looking at me wrong based on how I was raised. And it was when she said that I said, that's why she act like that, because no one ever taught her that she did not have to be on guard. And she realizes now that she needs to stop doing that shit. And they all bring up all the toughest they had growing up, whether it was people teasing them. I think Juice said she was put into a trash can. Again, it was a lot they all dealt with. One of the twins, I can't think of which one, also brought up how, it's hard for her and how she has self doubt too, for this reason, for that reason. But again, how they all have something in them that makes them want to be upset, based on the hardships of life. A beer brings up how, we all just have to stand up for ourselves. We also need to be a support system for each other, fix the broken bonds that we have in these groups. We can then be stronger together. Now that's finally okay. Now I'm hoping this shit sticks. Yes, and I hope it sticks, but we shall see. And they all bring up how many would have one of them to get along, because that's all she kept trying to push them to do, when she was here. And that they know that she's looking down on them. She's very, very happy. They was all, toasting to the beginnings, shedding tears or whatever. And it was great. Okay. Money then asked Andrea if she spoke to the leasing office people that she gave her number to. And she said, well, yeah, they called. I'm going to be moving in soon, which shocks Amanda. I can't believe you're moving out. No, you're all that I have. I'm like, Amanda, you have a husband. Girl, what's wrong with you? Okay, what's wrong with you? You crazy? Anyway, and that was this whole episode. Okay, I will have this week's episode up, if not later today. It'll be up tomorrow. I hope y'all enjoyed this version of my reviews. Again, I have a lot to do. Also, my eyes have been hurting because there's just too much bright lights or whatever. So this helps me not have to, have all these bright lights on. So I will talk to y'all later. Okay, do not forget to like my video. Okay, like. Follow me on social media. Okay, all my links is in the description box below. And just have a whole good night. Gotta go. Bye bye.